Hello, Free Enterprise friendos, and welcome to the special Ladies' Night between Jenicastrife and Leggystarscream. I'm joined with my co-host, Dijon Ketchup. Dijon, how are you doing this afternoon/evening?
I am alive.
Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it.
That's a plus. Yeah.
So, looking at these objectives, first off, to continue the amazing Ladies' Night, thank you to Scala for rolling this. We have a Rosa start, and those objectives are kind of spicy. We're going to be going all over the place.
Who likes Moon?
And Moon will definitely not be haunted this time.
Moon is very require.
So yeah, we've got two altars. We've got a dwarf castle, and of course the standard forging of the legend sword and the adamant. It's gonna be pretty interesting once we get those key items to see how this is gonna shape out.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, and plus there's a lot on the line here between Jenica and Leggy. I mean, they are two members of the awesome Ultima group. They're also both 1-1, so this match right here is going to determine whether or not they go to the hook route by losing today, or if they win today, they might be going the magma route, which is a little bit easier than the hook route.
You say that, but have you seen some of the people that are in magma?
I have, and I am very glad I am not competing this year.
It looks like we're off.
Yep. And we've got a power couple start with a Rosa and a Cecil. We got CPU giving us an apple, so pretty much the world is up. It's up to them where they want to go. So I'm curious to see if they're going to go for some characters or they're going to go for some key item checks right away, and we're going to find out.
Yep. So we at least know where the CPU fight's gonna be at.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing that we're seeing that in the Beigen spot and not someplace really rude. I mean, with CPU, it tends to be a free fight, but it can be a very long fight once you have to drain all that HP out of it.
Mm-hmm. Leggy going straight for Damsian, gonna do some looting. Probably pick up a free character and hovercraft.
And on Jenica's side, we are getting some two characters in Miss Cydia, so we'll see who's going to be joining our power couple this evening.
Oh, there's another Rosa.
And this just got spicy with a Rosa and an Edge. On the other side, we're going to see who's in Damsian, and it turns out we've got a summoner. We've got Rydia, so there are some interesting characters available for both runners.
So we'll see if Leggy ends up going towards Mount Hobbs for the free summon.
We have Ninja Debugger in the chat asking for a 5 Rosa Reflex strats, please. We need to find a few more Rosas first before we can do that.
But we're 2/5 of the way there.
Very true.
Oh. Those are some D-Lunars in the waterfall.
I mean, personally, I would like to see an Ogo there, or a Wyvern, or some enemy I don't want to fight, but, you know, as long as we have one Sparkle out of the way, it's better than no Sparkles out of the way, literally.
Illusions and Mute Bells on Jenica's side in the shop. Looks like in Baron.
And there's a turtle that's blocking a twin over there, so we'll see if Jenica wants to take that twin or do some looting first.
Yeah, decent spot to have that turtle in. It's a easier slot.
Agreed, and that's what's blocking a quack kid with Palom, I'd be okay with fighting that turtle and seeing who else is in the inn.
Are you turtly enough for the turtle club?
Note to self: do not take a sip of water when you say something like that.
Free Starvale on Jenica's side.
Ooh, and we have a double date going on with 2 Cecils and 2 Rosas. So this just got double the fun. Ooh, but there was definitely value in that waterfall. I saw that light sword. So we're going to have a potential Jedi in the future. And both a light sword and an ogre axe. So we Mount Ordeals is looking like a pretty good place to stop by in the near future. Because those 2 Cecils, or at least 1 Cecil for right now for Leggy, that could be a nice combo they got going.
Already gonna get a free summon. And that is indeed a summon.
That's that is a nice way of putting that. That is a summon. So congrats to Rydia for learning that. We're proud of you.
Woo!
And Dissatisfied, that was a cockatrice summon, so not really the one you want to see right there. Or at all.
Well, it's early games, so...
Yeah, fair. And we did see that we had a Sid up there, and it looked like Sid was guarded by an Odin, so I'm not sure about Odin in that spot. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Leggy gonna learn the Ashura summon, though.
That could be a nice pickup early on for that Rydia, so we'll see what she intends to do with that. And then on Jenica's side, it looks like we are heading towards our first boss encounter with the Antlion. Actually, they're both in the Antlion Cave right now, so they're planning something together.
Yeah. And, the Ashura would be good. Would be better if, we didn't have 2 roses on the board already, but, three healers at once, I guess, is...
Yeah, I mean, it's nice if you don't want to do damage or anything, but Leggy's going to give us our first look at the boss, and it looks like the Baron Guards.
Yeah, that's not what you really want to see there, because you could have had a free fight somewhere else. Instead, you got this.
Yeah, that Edge did some serious work. Took out one of those guards with 1 shot, and it looks like, yeah, Edge is putting everybody on his back right now. And I'm sure Leggy is okay with that.
Both of her roses learning Life 1. Oh, and that's, wow. Where's Dathis at?
Right? I see Vanilla and I immediately expect Dathis to pop out of the seat somewhere and say hello. So, wherever you're hiding, Dathis, thanks to Vanilla.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see another character check pretty soon on either side.
Yeah, somebody that can do some decent damage would be fantastic to see right now.
And Jenica getting down to her Baron Guard's fight. Leggy is headed towards Fabul.
It's like not quite satisfied with the Sand Ruby. Leggy's going to see do some shopping and then potentially get another key item check to see what awaits her in or defending Fabul. I will say though, looking at Jenica's screen right now and the names of characters, I'm personally a big fan of Star Trek. DS9 is my pride and joy favorite. I'm in the small group of people that think that though. But it is nice to see that there's some Star Trek names appearing on tonight's seed.
Yep. I do enjoy me some of the Star Treks. I don't really have a favorite series. I just watch bits and pieces of them all.
Yeah, for me, my first one was DS9, and I fell in love with Dr. Bashir. He's still my favorite character to this day. But it looks like Leggy's taking on the Fabul defense and has come across a Dark Elf.
Yeah. Hey, what does a pirate say when he realizes all of his coins fell out of his pocket?
Poor losing the coins.
Wait for it. Okay, it's got a little bit longer ago than I thought. Just, it's gonna be worth it. There it is. Me change.
Oh! I see our tracker Alicel pre up there sighing in chat right now. I approve of that 100%.
Jenica also fighting the Dark Elf at Fabul.
And it looks like we'll get to see our cockatrice do a fantastic 1 point of damage. So that was a summon.
Gotta say, I really like the nice blue crystal Cecil over on Jenica's side.
Agreed. For me, blue is my favorite color, so the top Rosa, the middle Cecil, I'm definitely a fan of those.
The Rosa and that Cecil really match, and so does the other Cecil and the other Rosa. Shoutouts to our restreamer Skull Kitty who does a lot of these, all of these. I don't know if she does all of the palettes, but she's done most of them.
And we actually saw what Leggy got from defending Fabul, and it looks like Scala has given us a currently nice seed with the Magma Key. So we have easy underground access right now.
Indeed.
Looks like Leggy's deciding where she wants to go next. And it looks like she might be heading to the Baron Inn, which she might be happy to see that quack kid there.
So, as of right now, it looks like hook route not required, unless possibly there's a Demus down there, and Rydia's mom has the Darkness Crystal.
Yep, and I was definitely a part of a restream team where Scholar rolled a Demus hunt, and it was rude. So that might be in Scala's back pocket. Who knows? Plus, I saw, I believe it was Rydia that learned the warp spell, which is going to be really important once Leggy goes down underground. Dijon, if you wanted to explain why that warp spell is so important.
So, programming SNES games, especially one like this one, which was very early, like 91 in Japan, they had to make the best of the space that they had. So, the crystal room that appears in the Dwarf Castle and the crystal room that appears in the sealed cave are the same room in memory, to save some space. However, when you leave the crystal room in Dwarf Castle after defeating the bosses, if you use warp, you'll warp back to the crystal room, but the game will have already updated to think that the next crystal room you see is going to be the one in the sealed cave. So you can get that key item in there for free.
And that could definitely save some time. But I don't know if you noticed on Leggy's stream, she got through the turtle pretty quickly, and lo and behold, behind the turtle was a blue robe, and that blue robe was chat's favorite fight, the alt gauntlet. So Leggy's going to be sitting in the inn for a while, probably getting a second round of drinks for the lovely couple, and fighting a few fights here.
Yeah, but there are much meaner places you can put the alt gauntlet.
Like maybe that Murasame or White Spear altar, or anywhere on the moon.
Or possibly at the end of a long chain that reaches a dead end.
Oh, that's mean and delightful, and I love it. Why haven't I rolled that yet?
I'm just saying, I may have called a seed the other night where the alt gauntlet was in Cave Magnus, and resulted in a Bahamut, which neither player had Rydia.
Oh no! I mean, it's good money, but that money is not worth it.
Well, Jenicastrife seems to be going up ordeals, so we will get a chance to see what's around here. She did get another Rosa, but she turned her down because, I've already got 2 Cecils and 2 Rosas. There's not going to be another pairing for a third one.
I think all the female characters heard it's ladies' night out and said, you know what? We're taking over this seed, gents. Step aside.
Yep, still no Porum.
That's a good point. And, but actually, looking at Jenica, the first fight on that bridge is going to be our little snake hands guy with Baigen. So, what are your thoughts on this spot, or to find Baigen over here?
Well, considering it's still a pretty early game spot, and she's got a pretty decent full team going, it's not going to be like a challenge for her or anything. And, again, you could find Baigen a lot later on in the game and in a lot worse spot.
Yeah, true. Plus, after so many turns, the arms, if you've just defeated them, they'll recover, and it's just a whole heaping pile of thanks, I don't like it. Take it back. So, see it early. I'm sure Jenica's given a little sigh of relief.
And Edge's flare attack doing some work. Although, getting that wall reflected onto Rosa and then, using the cure kind of accidentally healed Baigen a little.
It does look like she's doing enough damage to where it's not going to be completely fight-breaking, but we'll see how that turns out.
Gosh, this is a long alt gauntlet on Leggy's side.
I mean, maybe the second round wasn't enough, so we're getting the third round?
She's not struggling by any means, but it's a very long one.
On the bright side, she does have, well, the 2 roses, so definitely enough spells, and hopefully enough MP to keep the party up while we're seeing everybody slowly work their way down.
Oh, and that cockatrice's coming in handy for Leggy.
I noticed that. That was... I take back most things I said about the cockatrice being a summon. Most, not all.
Yeah.
And as Commander Leonhardt said in chat, the early cockatrice gets the aqua worm.
Well, Leggy can now blow up the Mist Village, if she so chooses.
Which is great if she's hurting for another character, but I don't know. Getting that Quack Kid, and especially once we get Quack Kid online to actually have Quack, we'll see what she does.
Jenica about to get back attacked. That's elements. That's... Can we call that French vanilla?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
And Leggy dropping that magma key down the well.
So while Jenica is working on the 25% leg as it is, Leggy is going to be most likely heading to, at the very least, Feymarch, getting a free check done, and possibly checking out that first boss of Dwarf Castle, the potentially required Dwarf Castle.
Which, I mean, out of all the objectives they have, Dwarf Castle seems like the one that would be best to go to. Ooh, Starvale's in this shop. Because of the warp glitch.
Agreed. And Jenica took a rough reset with those glares. Yeah, even on Bridge 2, that Ruby's not really one you want to deal with.
Yeah. And it looks like Leggy's gonna check some shops first before she goes on. First stop underground is Tomra.
And it looks like we're about to get a seed validation, chat.
Petroleum Geologist.
That's a mouthful.
It paid off with a free siren.
Absolutely. So thank you, Leggy, for validating the seed for us initially. And it looks like we are getting our free check in Feymarch pretty soon, as Jenica goes round 2 against elements, particularly Ruby.
Ruby. Well, Leggy did not want that trap chest, so she's gonna reset. But luckily, it was the first chest she checked down here, and she knows which one to avoid.
Agreed, and Jenica just blasts her way through that elements fight, so kudos to that. And after that nice ball, we get to maybe get a game save and then see a key item. Oh no.
Oh.
She's swagging it.
Swag walk. In most cases, not a threatening boss slot in here. And I'm sure she felt compelled to brute force her way through, given that she has 2 Cecils. And that'll be a Baron key for her.
So that opens up a lot more checks above ground. It'll be interesting to see how long she goes before going underground, especially with the Baron Key now.
Well, we got some dolls. This should be a easy fight, especially with Edge's AoE there. Yep, not even gonna get a chance to form the big Calbrana doll.
Yeah, I blinked and missed that fight. And on Leggy's side, the Feymarch chest turned out to be yet another key, the Luca key. So not really one of importance, but on the bright side, she found some silk webs though.
The only way you're gonna see that Luca key use this seed is if D-Mist happens to be the boss guarding that spot, and Rydia's mom has the Darkness Crystal. That's the only way you're seeing that key used, thanks to the warp glitch.
I'm liking the way your mind works.
So that's Lunar Sparkle. I think Leggy's take a peek to see who it is.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, instant reset there.
That's a spot right there.
And that blue robe, we did see the Alt Gauntlet already.
And it was Leggy that fought the Alt Gauntlet, so she knows that that's Water Hag. It's gonna hit kind of hard, but if you can survive 3 shots, or by doing 3 shots, that's roughly free.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll come back once she's leveled up some more, because with high enough health and, defense and a good anchor situation, that's a free fight. Oh, sneak attack from an egg. It's always amusing when that happens.
I picture that internet meme of the person holding up something and they're looking at a butterfly and just, is this an egg? or is this an enemy?
Leggy gotta make short work of that with a coffin, and it looked like Jenica landed outside Baron, so she might be trying to get everything at once, because I don't believe she went through the Baron Inn.
Yeah, I don't think so either. On the flip side, though, Leggy still has a Dark Knight Cecil. So there's definitely a bit of interesting divergence here. Because I know, I believe it was Jenica that picked up the light sword, so at the very least, that Cecil already has some power behind those sword strikes. And on Leggy's side, it looks like she'll be checking to see how our sleepy Karate Man is doing to open up the Sheila 1 check. Definitely don't blame her on this move right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely asleep. And indeed, Jenica gonna take on that Baron Inn fight.
Yeah, it works out for her in that regard, especially potentially make Baron a one-stop shop. I don't know about the Odin throne yet, but at this point she should be able to handle most of what's thrown at her.
Yep, that was a very not threatening wave right there. And then Leggy gonna check the Dwarf Castle. We'll see if she goes straight into the fight or just checks the shop. Although that dwarf NPC might be the real final boss.
We're not going to talk about the number of times that I have gotten stuck behind dwarfs in Dwarf Castle. It's like they know I'm there. Like, oh, we heard you wanted to go this way. That's nice.
There's a sylph to be purchased in the Dwarf Castle. And it looks like a Leviathan?
Yep, that's what it looked like. Um, we'll see how Leggy handles that fight and then who's behind the Leviathan. Could we get the mythical double nope noodle or nope rope?
Danger Noodle and Nope Rope.
That's the kind of seed I'd end up rolling myself if I was playing for the Dwarf Castle objective.
So far, not a huge amount of danger, but that could always change real quick. And also keeping in mind that whatever amount of health she has at the end of this fight, she will have going into the next one.
Which, if it's a free fight like, say, King Queen Evelyn, not as bad as, say, well, any other non-free fight.
Like a Nope Rope.
Exactly like a nope rope. And I see chat's making up some fantastic names like the Noggetti, the Evil Pasta, the Naughty Gnocchi, the Palindrome Pasta. This is a little highbrow for my tastes.
Can't we just get beyond Palindrome?
I groan, but I also smile. I approve.
Leggy getting a few characters knocked down, but they get up again, because she's never going to keep them down.
She's definitely never going to give him up either.
And that's a Danger Noodle down. The Danger Noodle has been boiled and soft. I don't know where I'm going with this metaphor anymore.
Served al dente.
There's a red robe. And, oh.
Because we didn't have enough white mages.
Yep.
Here's a white mage.
So we got some dark imps. That was a Palom that she turned down. Which, yeah, not the worst decision. And goodbye, Dark Imps.
Yeah, that was
Ooh, and learns Warp just in time.
Ooh, nice. I had this whole speech planned about how they didn't have the boss bit and how you could use certain items, and Quack Kid just said, "You know what? I'm a quack, and we're gonna end this."
Jenica going through that alt gauntlet in the time it took Leggy to get through Dwarf Castle. That is a very long alt gauntlet.
Just 5 fights in general, most places, even if you can one-hit most of them, it's still just gonna drag on.
There's also a lot of encounters with 4 slots.
Agreed. And it looks like in the sealed cave, we found one half of the forge with the piece of adamant, so that is interesting right there.
Can Luca have the other half? Just a Gungnir.
A happy dragoon.
Oh, Moon is absolutely needed, yes. 2 of the 4 objectives are on the Moon.
And you can definitely say Kane would be jumping for joy for that spear.
But he could jump twice as high on the Moon for it.
I know. Blessed gravity. Or lack thereof. So does that mean it's only half as much underground?
I don't know if that's how gravity works.
Yes, and it looks, answering your question in chat, it was the package that was in the Baron Inn.
And then Jenica just gonna go straight for Baron Castle. Leggy getting a pink tail off of Sheila, which... not really anything she can do with that right now without a hook. And now it looks like it's Leggy's turn for ordeals.
She'll probably be happy to get that Paladin Cecil up and running. Unfortunately, though, a lot of XP was lost on that Paladin Cecil because once the Dark Knight throws away the Dark Knight armor and becomes a Holy Knight in the form of a Paladin, Cecil goes back to level 1. So no matter what you've done to build up Cecil, yeah, it's kind of pointless. So in one way, she's probably not too happy that she's fought the gauntlet with that Dark Knight Cecil, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. You know what they say, you build me up, Buttercup, just to break me down.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one. And Chad is pointing out there are two options. There could be a slingshot down the road, or potentially an anchor thing. Because for those in chat that don't realize, vanilla agility anchors are on. So if a Cecil is in your party, that Cecil is the immediate anchor for agility. If there's multiple Cecils, it depends on which Cecil is in the priority spot. And those spots in order are dead center, the very top, the very bottom, the top middle, and the bottom middle. So whichever Cecil shows up first in that order, that is your agility anchor.
So Jenica taking on that CPU in the Baron Castle.
And yeah, CPU, no matter where, isn't terribly bad. This spot, since it's so early in the game, doesn't have much HP, but it can be a slog if you do not get rid of that healing ball.
And Leggy taking out Snake Hands McGee on her side. Now she's gonna fight the elements in that French vanilla with Mylon Z up at the front.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe she's looking to join them as the fifth element. But unfortunately for her, there's no multi-pass waiting for her in Mount Ordeals.
Now there's only one pass in this game.
No, we haven't found it yet, unfortunately. But it's still early.
I'm seeing double here. 4 legs.
So much leg, so little time. Ooh, and Ruby took that ice too and said, nice ice, I'm out of here.
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday.
And like all fire types, they have a shared weakness to ice. But kudos for the full swag walk of Mount Ordeals on Leggy's end. I tipped my headphones to her.
See, as someone who comes from, like, playing Pokemon ever since I was, like, in the 5th grade, it's so, like, unintuitive to me that fire would be weak to ice, because it's the opposite in Pokemon.
Right? Yeah, I think they're, like, weak to each other? Or no? Oh, maybe
No,
it's
fire resists ice in Pokemon.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm thinking dragon types are weak to ice.
Yeah. And Jenica taking down the CPU.
Nicely done. And for Leggy, no ma'am, we didn't see you playing with your dolls again.
She's just sitting there waiting for that quake to get cast. And that might be just a little bit of overkill. You know, considering that Jenica's attack of like under 200 on each wiped them out.
It never hurts to double tap.
Rule number 1, double tap.
Exactly.
Oh, and it's the Karate King.
Apparently Fabul wasn't enough, and now he must take over Baron as well.
No, it's because he's the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep him down, except the Paladin Cecil triggering a cutscene.
And there is the ouch, so with ouch strats out of the way, Jenica is going to get to see what key item awaits her.
So for those who don't know what just happened there, there's a script in the game for that karate fight where after he uses, I believe, 2 kicks, if a Paladin Cecil hits him, he'll say ouch, and then the fight will instantly end, and you won't have to drain his HP pool. But that only works if you have the Paladin Cecil. If you have a Dark Knight Cecil or any other full party without a Paladin Cecil, you have to completely deplete his HP pool. It's just one of those fun little things.
I always wondered why that ouch would happen. Yeah, it wasn't until I started playing Free Enterprise and listened to some comms chatter and said, oh, that's how that works.
Well,
oh, it's a spoon.
No Edwards to be seen, though.
I know. And I'll be honest, the only Team Edward I will ever get behind is everybody's, well, most people's least favorite, but my favorite Spoony Bard, Edward of Damsian. So if we find an Edward in this seed, oof, you might hear me squeal.
Your favorite Spoony Bard. You know other Spoony Bards?
Yeah. Edward from Final Fantasy IV The After Years. Totally different. Something. Something, Spoony Bard.
Well, do you know that Edge's name is also Edward, and he can throw the spoon?
Yeah, but then the spoon goes away, and the Bard is sad, because then the Bard doesn't get a weapon that does, in this flag set at least, have a damage stat of 255. It's like Spork levels of strong.
I mean, he can't be sad if he's not in the seed.
I know. One of these days I will be a part of a restream that has a Spoony Bard. But what's probably going to happen to me is I won't see it until group stage when the spoon flag goes away, and it'll be an Edward start with a spoon. And then Edward will just be crying in the corner as he hides.
Leggy is taking her turn at the Baron Castle while Jenica goes underground. So we've kind of swapped positions here.
And it looks like we will get a potential double validation chat, so fingers crossed that Jenica also checks that job dwarf.
Yeah, petroleum geologist.
Da 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 da. That is the first and last time you will ever hear me sing, chat. My apologies after the fact.
I make no such promises.
DJ Dijon.
DJ Ketchup.
That works perfectly!
There's been a non-zero number of times that I've gone into a Twitch chat and someone thought I was DJ Ketchup.
I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. You just post one of those modified emotes with the sunglasses, and then just leave it at that.
We're approaching thrones on both sides.
This is definitely a Game of Thrones, so we'll see. We'll see who rules it all at the end.
I mean, Scala, if you think about it, ketchup is basically tomato jam.
Well, as Commander said in chat, either you win or you die. Or in Jenica's case, you can win, die, or reset. And that is exactly what she did. And is heading straight to Fate March.
Okay, so the sunglasses work, like, perfectly on Free and Bless.
Oh, that is fantastic. And I have enough points to do that myself.
Jenica also gonna get that Luca key from the free key item check.
I will say, though, we are starting to run kind of small, or kind of light on checks at this point. Especially if they're looking for that darkness crystal. I mean, we had the Odin throne.
Yeah, we got that basement throne. We've got the 2 Feymarch bosses. We've got Keyless Tower.
That's pretty much it, really.
Also, if D-Mist is somewhere around here, there's also Bridia's mom.
That's true. And knowing Scala, she probably put D-Mist in someplace very rude.
It's
like
probably it's probably either the underground the hook route or the sealed cave.
Or Scala is recommending Zot D-Mist. You are evil and fantastic, Scala. I approve.
Plot twist, somehow D-Mist didn't make it into this seed. Could you imagine if that could happen?
Wow.
Just like some fluke error that somehow D-Mist wasn't in the seed. Like, I'm pretty sure that it can't happen, but...
D-Mist missed the call to join the seed.
Oh, Demarine actually saying that was a 4.0 bug that was fixed.
Ooh. So we've exchanged one summon for another in the Odin basement throne. We have Ashura. Not our Derek miss that we were hoping for, but
Yeah.
With the right strats, it could work.
It's certainly not the worst thing to see here.
I know for a fact these runners are both smarter than I, and the first time that I fought Ashura and said, oh yeah, I don't need to use Star Veils or Moon Veils and block here 4s, and why is this fight taking 20 years?
Jenica gonna go for that water hag fight.
That's painful.
Yeah. It's not the freest of fights. I don't want to fight Picard.
The fact that Edward is Picard fills my heart with joy.
Oh, that's a wipe. Yeah, I think Jenica's gonna need to get her anchor situation handled to take that one on.
Jenica did not make it so, number one.
She's also gonna turn the battle speed down to 6, so that'll probably help.
Yeah, that's something that I've definitely been trying to learn from a lot of these runners in terms of when you want your battle speed high and when you want to just tank your battle speed. Because battle speed 1 is the fastest and 6 is the slowest. And hopefully with battle speed 6, Jenica will be able to get a few more attacks in. And as she's showing us right now, it's working.
Mm-hmm. You know, Battle Speed 6, wasn't that a Star Trek show?
I mean, if you got your 6 and your G confused and replaced Klingons with toasters, yeah, totally is.
And Jenica getting through that fight. Now we'll see if she remembers to turn her battle speed back up. That's the real...
That is another final boss.
And Leggy getting that Ashura.
And Jenica got a stick. That wasn't worth it, apparently. Ooh, but Leggy did get the tower key, so...
She will not have
Tower.
to do Keyless Tower.
Well, she's probably very happy to fill out her keychain with the 4th and final key.
I just have to appreciate Hupfin's battle speed 25 or 6 to 4.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's a reference. I approve. And also bringing up a very good point on Leggy's side. Leggy's actually at 9 key items already, so she gets one more and she's going to be getting some massive XP bonuses.
Those gains.
At that point, Leggy will not be skipping leg day anymore.
Well, I thought leg day was the only day she did. Because every day is leg day for her.
Exactly.
Well, either way, Jenica gonna try to steal some sirens from this alert. She maybe also... Well, I don't know. She might go for... She might go for a Keyless Tower while she's here, or...
Possibly.
Or did she, Did she do Dwarf Castle?
I think she reset out of it.
Okay.
But I definitely know she's probably crying over the fact that her not having a Porum on her team right now. So that would make this a lot easier for Edge. Or sorry, Riker.
Looked like Leggy warped out of Troya because the woman wouldn't move out of her way.
Again, NPC miss. They are everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And she's going over to Kaipo. Maybe to check who's in the bed. Yeah, she's gonna go check who's in bed. Yep.
And they can stay asleep.
Yep. with stocking up on life potions. So, Leggy may be planning on a grind soon. Well, soon-ish. She still can't get to the moon,
But yeah, especially with tower, or both checks in the tower available to Leggy, I wouldn't be surprised if she's starting to prep for a potential grind fight at some point.
yeah. And I mean, when you find lives in a shop and you've got the money, you just go ahead and stock up on them. And buying a cursed ring as well.
Very nice find. That'll definitely help the anchor situation with her Cecil.
I think she knew that was there and came back for it with more money.
Oh yeah, with that kind of route, yeah, she was a lady with a plan. I mean, honestly, this tower fight for Leggy could be pretty intense.
Yeah. Wondering if she's going to steal some sirens or not. Can't remember if she found a shop with sirens in it. Like, presumably Jenica hasn't because she did the stealing route.
Agreed. Yeah, looks like there's going to be quite a few people going to sleep on Leggy's side. And as our awesome tracker also has pointed out, there haven't been any sirens seen in the shop, so they could be on the moon, they could be in Evelyn. We don't know. And actually, right now, massive shout outs to our behind the scenes restream team. Rolling this fantastic seed is none other than Scala Kitty, and then our amazing tracker is Alicel herself. So when I say we've got a fantastic ladies' night, we've got a fantastic ladies' night.
Not exactly sure what was happening on Leggy's side because the alert triggered a stale man, and she fought it and is back to siren hunting.
Speaking of siren hunting, or just using sirens, Jenica was surprised by a giant egg on the ground.
Yep, she's still not able to take it down in just a couple of hits though, so that was a thunder from that dragon there. Yeah, the first few eggs can be a little daunting because you can't take the egg out in one hit, and as soon as you hit the egg, it's gonna hatch into the yellow dragon.
I don't remember. Is it around? It's somewhere around 2,000 HP that you have to do in one hit for it to
yeah, somewhere.
not crack.
I want to say like it's either 1,800 or 2,000.
And it looks like Frostbite in chat agreed with you on that 1,800 right there. Same
Yeah.
thing with Commander. So, yeah. We have a smart chat, as always. So, kudos to you.
Ooh, ninja shirt. Like he got from the... Which means that Jenica probably also got it from that same chest. Because that's how seeds work.
What? That makes too much sense. Come on.
What if things were randomized within the seed?
That would be terrifying and kind of cool.
Leggy making her way up the tower. See which slot she ends up taking on first. Looks like she's going past the super cannon, just gonna go to the top.
Then on Jenica's side, it looks like she's had breakfast, she's made her omelets, and she's prepping to take on Dwarf Castle again.
Mylon and friends.
Mylon brought an interesting party to date night today.
It's just Mylon and his polycule.
But I have a feeling that unfortunately for Mylon and friends, this may be a Disco Inferno coming out of Edge's thinking process.
They're gonna come on in, come to the place where fun does end.
At least for that one particular Gaston back.
Let's stop the party with Mylon and friends.
And unfortunately, Mylon has now found out that 1 is in fact the loneliest number. Poor thing.
Yeah. And fortunately, she took them down in the correct order. Because you don't want to get rid of Mylon before you get rid of the Ghasts.
What does happen when you get rid of Mylon before the Ghasts, Dijon?
The Ghasts get very mad, and they start hitting you for an obscene amount of damage. So don't do that. It's not good.
No, the only punchy mage we appreciate is a karate punchy mage.
Don't want everyone to be kung fu fighting.
Yeah, especially if they're as fast as lightning.
Oh, Mylon's body.
Ooh. Well, that is value right there.
Yeah?
And especially since Leggy did find the piece of adamant, she now has a second objective ready to be completed. Is that,
Yeah.
She can go to Kokol, forge with the adamant and the legend sword, and get 2 objectives down with 1 to go. So she happens to find the darkness crystal in the super cannon room. This scene's gonna get real interesting.
Yeah, this is... Oh, there's a mom bomb.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And Leggy keeping her Cecil down, so probably planning to anchor him. And Jenica has completed the Dwarf Tower, and probably going to use the Warp Glitch as well, which will net her that adamant. Yep, there she goes. Jenica getting that first half of the Legend Sword.
And as a quick side note for those that might not know how these flags work in chat, we have 4 objectives, but to forge the crystal, you actually only need to do 3. So pathing could be very different depending on which key items which runners get. That being said, if Leggy decides to forge, which I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't, I'd be surprised if she didn't, once she gets the Darkness Crystal, it's up to her which one she wants to go to, whether the White Spear or the Murasame Altar. Whichever one she takes out, that is then go mode.
Looks like Jenica going for Keyless Tower, which, lucky for her, is the half of the tower that has that Legend Sword.
Yeah, she will be very happy to see that.
Oh!
Wow!
Tower key required.
Ooh. That is high levels of Scoville spicy right there.
So Jenica's gonna have to go back to the barren basement if she wants to complete this seed.
And to answer the question, chat, the tower key is in the barren basement, and that is guarded by an Ashura. So it's doable, especially with Jenica's levels right now. But I'd say she's, especially with the key items as well, she's unfortunately really far behind Leggy. There's definitely something in the Cocoa Shop that Leggy wants.
Yep, she wants that Stardust Rod. And Leggy has a second objective on the board.
It's like with those levels, I don't know if she'd be ready to tackle any of the bosses, but the question is, where does she want to grind?
Well, she has some sirens. Nope, she's going to do some eggs.
Breakfast on the menu once more? I can never complain.
Oof. Yeah, see, that dragon can be scary. It one hit Viridia.
But thankfully she'll probably get a sizable amount of levels with those 10 key items now.
Oh yeah, 68,000. And some important spells coming in. And it looks like she's keeping an eye on Cecil's speed, and yep, putting that curse ring on him.
I have to chuckle looking at the egg. There was a seed yesterday where the Z-Sprite was Eggamus. And so on one side you had a giant egg, and on the other side you had a baby egg. So that was fantastic to see. And I will say, Dijon, that is the swaggest looking egg I have ever seen in a chat.
Gonna go claim her objective as well. You know, it's not too often that you see, in this tournament, we've got that one static objective that's always forging the Legend Sword. But you don't see a whole lot of that coming into play. But it's always nice when you see a seed where, both runners end up going that way.
Agreed. And plus, that Cocoa Shop has such good items that you don't get to see because you don't see it forged. And plus, I mean, when I looked at the beginning of this flag, or words are hard, these objectives, I mean, you have 2 altars, so instantly my mind thought, okay, we're doing objectives 2, 3, and 4. So the fact that we're not is actually pretty cool and just shows you rando gonna rando.
Yeah. With that Legend Sword objective, you, Oh, is Jenica gonna go for the Wyvern? Wonder if she's forgotten about, basement.
Especially if you don't do basement at the same time as everything else in Baron, with a little bit of race nerves, that's very possible.
Yeah.
And to answer a comment from Plumeria Knight in chat, Scala made it look so good because it is Scala. She practices Zima sprite witchcraft and makes fantastic sprites out of it.
Maybe she's just coming back to buy some ninja swords. Meanwhile, Leggy seems to be done with her grind and is going to go launch the whale.
And now it's cutscene time. I mean, so an hour 11 in, you have 2 of the objectives done. You see the darkness crystal. Would you be thinking, oh, crud, should I have not done the forge? Does my opponent already have the darkness crystal? I mean, what do you think's going through, particularly Leggy's side or mind right now? Because she found that darkness crystal.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because, when you're at a point where progression is on the moon, basically, you have 2 objectives that you can choose, and they're both on the moon. She's figuring, both of them are probably figuring, Dwarf Castle is a given, no matter what. And if they found both pieces of the sword, then their opponent probably also found both pieces of the sword. So you just gotta figure out how to get to the moon. And Leggy's already there.
And unfortunately for Jenica, she is going after Wyvern, which, for what we know right now, is not the play to make. And disappointment that there's no moon word. It's just an old man with a hammer.
That's a Sid. Although she dumped Cecil for Sid, so...
Sid could make a very interesting anchor right now. I know I'm crossing my Final Fantasy streams here, but it looks like she definitely will be ending date night and taking the Rocket Man with her.
Burning out his fuse up here alone. So as Leggy makes her way up the moon, Jenica is dealing with this wyvern fight.
Definitely not who you wanted to see take that nuke directly.
Oh, looks like Leggy doing some more grinds on the moon with some mute bells on the warlocks.
And aside from any, well, even with the spells queued up, all the warlocks get to do is really have a pose off in a fashion show.
Wonder if she's gonna drop the Cid on the floor, or if she's just gonna level him up and assume that the Cursed Ring is gonna bring his speed down enough to make a RA1.
And how low does the Curse Ring take your stats?
It drops everything by 15.
And that definitely helps slow down Threemus, because I know I've made the mistake with having a really bad agility in Threemus, and I remember that fun hour and a half of pain that I had to deal with because of it.
Oh, Jenica getting rewarded with a Blizzard Spear.
That is definitely not something she wanted to see right there at all.
Now, also, apparently, Leggy has a Dwarfax on the Cid, which is also going to drop his speed by 5.
Thank you for pointing that out in chat, Baka Shinobi. So we'll see where Jenica heads. Hopefully she remembers that the Baron Throne Room is still waiting for her.
Yeah, because at this point, does she have any other key item checks?
She does? I don't think so. And even so, with the Baron Throne Room, she still then has to go back to the Super Cannon Room. So it's...
Yeah.
The longer she doesn't go back to Baron, the more she's going to be falling behind, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for her sake, at least the Wyvern had a weapon and not something like the Twin Harp or the Earth Crystal. That could have sent her off on another tangent.
That would have been absolutely devastating for Jenica.
Oh.
And there it is. She's going to Baron. Whew.
Good.
I think you, myself, and chat had a collective sigh of relief right there.
Uh,
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just me.
Looks like Twitch is doing Twitch things right now. I wouldn't worry too much, chat. The awesome Scala is getting things back in shape. Brought out the newspaper, so we'll be seeing
Yeah.
the race again shortly.
So, it looks like Jenica fighting the Ashura and Leggy fighting an officer-soldier fight on the moon.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see which altar the officer soldier fight is, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, that happened during the down moment.
Though I have a suspicion it might not be the. Well, I don't know. It looked like. It looks like in Alicel in chat is saying it's the plague spot, so it's not the right altar.
I thought plague spot is white spear.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go back to enjoying this game.
Plague spot is white spear.
I don't know which one I was getting confused then. Altars are hard.
Indeed.
Oh, I was confusing it with Pale Dim. That's what I was doing. I don't know why. I just Plague, Pale Dim. Yeah.
Well, isn't Plague Dim, Pale Dim, Muramasa? Murasame?
Plague Dim sounds like a terrifying boss, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Leggy has her crystal. And unless I miss my guess, I think there's a question.
Yeah, but I didn't know we were going to be talking about zebras or spiky twos or sleep. Would you like to ask the question, Madam DJ Ketchum?
I think it's related to butts and who the butt we will be kicking might belong to.
I think you're right. So, again, the amazing Scala Kitty has done fantastic palettes for our characters, but she's also added, I believe, over 450 unique sprites to Zero Miss, because, real talk, we can't really randomize Zero Miss. We don't want to put them in the waterfall. That would just be awkward. But because it's randomized, DJ, would you like to say the magic words?
Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
And Scala's mentioning, Scala's done about 370. The wonderful board face has done 80, so thank you to both of them.
And meanwhile, Jenica has gotten her tower key and realizing she's got to go back.
And survey says...
Oh, Blarg.
Blarg, miss! a mood I know very well. Yeah, that's never a good sign when you whiff the silk web, but Leggy knows what she's doing, and to nerf the first big bang, just decided to cast a direct nuke onto Blogmas. And thankfully, it looks like Jenica is done with the super cannon room, but we'll see how quickly she goes to the moon as soon as she gets that darkness crystal.
I think at this point, once she gets that darkness crystal, she'll know, hey, I don't have anything else left to do. I just gotta clear one of these 2 altars and get on my way.
Yeah, the big fear, though, for Jenica is probably going, did Leggy clear all of tower at once, or did she make a keyless tower play like I did? Because if it's the first option, I'm going to be really behind the gun right now.
But on Leggy's side, we see a pretty standard hybrid strats.
It looks like it's going pretty smooth sailing right now for her as well, so...
Even Rosa getting in on the damage.
Maybe not to the full extent of the mythical Quint, but we'll let Rosa have some fun too on Ladies' Night.
Well, and the best thing about a Sid anchor is he gets so much health and is still so slow with a cursed ring that he can play chemist duty a lot better than Cecil can.
Yeah, that's one thing I've started to pick up on watching a lot of you do these seeds and using Sid, because I've personally don't use Sid that often, but now that I've seen his proficiency as a chemist, it's he's getting a little bit higher on the priority list depending on the rest of my party.
But we see the whale coming out on Jenica's side while a big bang comes and, ooh, wipes out a good portion of our party.
Yeah, that was a rough big bang there.
I think we should be about the time that we get a... Oh, there's rocks.
There's rocks.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, that is heartbreaking to see. Because for those unaware, once you get to Meteo phase, Threemus is pretty much done. He barely has any health left. You're at the home stretch. You can see the finish line. And then that happens. That is absolutely heartbreaking.
But looks like she's just going to head right back in and give it another shot. It was just kind of a bad set of rolls.
Rando always gonna rando. And a question question in chat. Approximately what health is Threemus at when the rocks start falling?
About 10,000. So usually if you know you've got somebody who can do max damage, you could technically direct cast something. Chat is telling me it is between 10 and 12. So might be good to swing with Edge a few times and then have your nuke child cast nuke on Threemus.
I'm sure Edge never complains about getting a little bit more damage in with those spicy swords. Jumping off my, or springboarding off my highbrow comment earlier, that Genie problem has mentioned that Leggy's naming scheme of the Fermat theorem, Fermat theorem? I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to act like I'm smart enough to know what that is. So kudos to Leggy.
I believe it's a mathematical theorem.
Yep, that's why.
When in doubt, it's math.
It's like, I have a science degree and I still say, math, bye! Oh, and Scala pointing out that Leggy is a math doctor. So extreme kudos to that one.
It looks like Jenica wants to get a few more levels before trying to take on those moon bosses. Unfortunately doesn't know that the Plague Altar is a free fight.
And yeah, there's still plenty of free fights that Jenica hasn't seen yet, but at the same time, she also knows that there's a lot of mean bosses just sitting and waiting. So if you're going the cautious route, I can't blame her, but if she was feeling under the gun, I would probably just YOLO it and check.
Well, and Jenica might not be too comfortable with some of the grinds up on the moon. Warlocks, you want to have mute bells, and gold dragons, you either want Atella with weak or you want some hourglasses.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I always forget just how many grind options there are in this game, depending on your team comps and your items, and it's a lot to remember.
I look forward to some of the new and unusual grinds that will come up when we get into table flags.
And just some of the Z strats that have started popping up in these group stages have been really interesting to see. Like the vampire version of the pseudo Eddie strats has been kind of cool.
Ooh, and getting a real big high roll on that Big Bang. Probably wants to get her Rosa back up and just kind of do cure duty until you can get everybody else back up.
That shake is a little scary right now.
And unfortunately takes a reset.
Now at this point, would you want to take on another altar? Or would you try to go for round 3?
I would probably want to have just a little bit more health on my Rosa. And then just maybe go for the slow and steady strats.
That makes sense, because there is a threshold that you want to be around the 2000-ish, maybe a little bit more than that range, to avoid a high roll big bang just wiping out your characters. And if you can get by with, if you're good with your nerfs, then you can get by with a little bit less HP, but otherwise that's scary. And Chet, every single time that Leggy unsuccessfully takes on Threemus, that's giving Jenica just a little bit more time to catch up. So this could be a potentially really close fight.
And Chad is asking what Jenicastrife is looking for. She may be looking for sirens, not realizing that they're not available in overworld shops.
So I don't think they were in the lunar shop either, so if anything, they'd probably be behind the hook route in Evelyn.
Yep, if they're available in this seat at all, they would be behind that hook.
So let's see if Leggy continues the business as usual, or if she tries something a little bit different this time. And to answer chat, yes, this is Leggy's third attempt at defeating Blarkness.
And it looks like Jenica is heading up to the moon. We'll see if she goes for the Pale Dim altar or for that Plague altar.
Now that I've learned the difference between
Oh, it's fine. I don't know the difference between the Murasame and the Masamune altar. I will ask every time.
It's like knowing my luck, I would probably just go to the wrong one every single time. Even if I know which one is the correct one, I will end up going to the wrong one.
But Leggy gonna get her, Jenica gonna get her Moon Sid. We'll see if she wants that nice solid anchor or if she drops. Well, at this point she has 2 Cecils. If she takes this Sid, she's committing to Sid doing damage.
This Layton already have done the grind. Ooh. Yep, and there goes Sid.
And looks like Jenica is going to go for the Plague altar, or the Pale Dim altar.
So let's see what craziness waits her there.
That is
That's
the
a
opposite
fight.
of free.
Oh no, no. So my guess is Leggy will be going to the other altar now.
I would definitely go with that. Valvulus on the moon is terrifying.
And would she even be able to do anything without having a cane in her party there?
Her mages would not be able to hit. Gets 255 magic defense. As for physical defense, let me see if I can pull it up. that was the Pale Dim. So, does have a little bit of defense, but not terrible.
Hi, I've been here the whole time.
Hi! And not too long ago, Leggy's Rosa narrowly avoided getting wiped by either 2 or 3 digits of HP, so very lucky break and a good nerf on that Big Bang. And there goes that quack kid. But we have
there's some rocks.
And Leggy is in a lot better state than she was before, so this could turn out pretty well.
Just gotta throw some X-Gals.
And nice dodge from Edge.
And we've got a GG for Leggy.
There's the flash, there's the crack boom, and GG's in chat for Leggystarscream with an official time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 7 seconds. And while we see if we can get Leggy into chat for an interview, Jenica has just finished her 3rd objective and will probably be ready to go and take on Blargmus herself.
Heck yeah. Alright, we are working on getting Leggy. It'll be just a minute.
In the meantime, we get to see Jenica make the final swag walk down to Threemus.
It's the final countdown.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Yeah, and plus with her levels, I don't think she should have too much issues. The agility is going to be a little different for her because she does have that Cecil anchor, but by keeping that one down, and having a Cecil that will just be hitting a lot, I think she'll be okay. But I heard a boop, and I do believe we are joined by one Leggystarscream. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. I was not ready to win after 3 Z-Wipes. Sorry, 2. I got the 3rd one.
3rd time was a charm there.
Yeah, great job.
So overall, how did you feel about that seed?
It was. It felt fairly linear. Like, there were a couple of branching paths throughout it, but they all kind of collapsed in on top of each other pretty quickly. I felt really good about having the mages and getting them online. By the time I got to Dwarf Castle, I think I already had Quake, and I'm just like, well, I'm just not going to worry about anything anymore.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of early mages in this seed.
Now, when you saw the darkness crystal, was your first thought, oh crap, should I have forged? Or was it, oh, so I think my opponent will probably forge too. I'm fine.
So my thought when I saw the darkness crystal was, oh, I now have Forge, and the darkness crystal was locked behind the tower key, which was at Baron, which means that I don't have to worry about those Feymarch bosses, thank goodness.
Yeah, I wanted to know what your thoughts were when you saw those Feymarch bosses.
Well, because I'd already done Baron Inn, I knew that one of them was Water Hag. And so I'm like, okay, I'll come back here. I've got the Cecil, so I can come in with cover strats. I've got a few illusions. That won't be bad. I saw the Wyvern, and I'm like, cool. No, not doing that today.
That was smart. I believe it was a Blizzard Spear that Wyvern gave today.
Oof.
Yeah, and there was a stick behind Water Hag, I believe.
Yes.
Like a pointy stick made of crystal? Because...
No pointy stick made of crystal. A bonking stick for the Quack Kid, I believe.
More specifically, a Charm Rod.
Ah, yeah. That said, if I had killed the Water Hag and Rydian survived, maybe she would have had Nuke for Z.
No, that's a good point. But so Leggy, you are officially done with group. You are 2-1, and I believe you are going to the Magma route. What is your thoughts on that? I think either way, it's a pretty stacked competition, but the Magma is relatively the easier of the two routes.
Yeah, you have effectively triple the odds of getting in. My thought is, I just don't want to go 0-3. Like, if I go 1-2, so be it. But I'm just hoping to keep my head above water and get into the big races.
Yeah, for sure.
Any closing thoughts on the seed or a potential music check? I don't know. But just any closing thoughts?
The music check will be coming, don't worry.
Huzzah!
I definitely had to take a few minutes to catch my breath after that last Z fight. But yeah, overall, that was a really interesting seed. I think I played it really well, and if I'd gotten slightly better rolls on that first Z fight, I would have been able to one-shot that, which is always the dream. Obviously, when I watch it back, I will see all of the little things, but I just want to give thanks to everyone here on the Restream crew tonight, as well as Jenica for being a super awesome opponent.
Again, thank you so much for stopping by, Leggy. GG's, and good luck in the Magma route.
Thank you.
GG.
And as we end that interview, I saw the flash crack boom on Jenica's side, so get your GG's out once more, chat, for Jenica with her final time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 41 seconds. So we'll see if she wants to come in for an interview. And in the meantime, I do believe we're going to get that music check Leggy mentioned. And our Spoony Bard has blessed us with a fantastic song from Final Fantasy VIII, Fisherman's Horizon.
And a dog, apparently.
Yeah, that would be Galahad saying hi. And in the meantime, it looks like we have one jenicastrife.
Hey,
Congrats on the seed.
thank you.
GG's.
Thanks.
GG.
And GG's to Leggy.
So how do you think that seed went for you? What are your thoughts?
I definitely spent a lot of time running errands. I probably shouldn't have been doing that. I really wanted that ninja sword, but it's funny because I ended up not really using it in the end. But honestly, one of my goals this whole time was to get a sub 2 while being restreamed, and I got it. So I'm pretty happy with that as far as that's concerned.
Someone that's still in the sub 2 the dream.
I know.
GG's on that one.
Yeah.
So when you went to Tower, because you did the keyless Tower play first and you were able to forge, what were your thoughts as soon as you went back to the Tower and found that darkness crystal in the super cannon room?
I was happy to have gotten a better sword for Cecil, so, I was happy to see the darkness crystal. I felt like pretty leveled at that point. I'm always a little scared of early moon access. So I felt like, with a little tweaking, I could just get up there and kind of finish it out. But yeah, keyless tower is always kind of funny.
And then,
Yeah.
Go on.
I was gonna say, yeah, there always comes a point where, like, there's different checks you can do in different directions, and you just kind of have to settle on which one you're gonna go for. And, sometimes you make a bold play like Keyless Tower, and it pays off. Sometimes it turns out the one thing you need is behind the key.
Right, yeah, so when it works out, you feel like a genius, so...
Alright, so now that you're 1 and 2, you've finished actually both of you have finished your group stages. You are heading down the slightly harder hook route. What are your thoughts? What are you going to do to prepare for the hook route?
I'm just gonna do a bunch of practice seeds and try my best. Like joining this tournament, I just kind of wanted to participate, so I'm happy that I've gotten this far for sure.
Awesome. Any last thoughts before you head out for the day?
No, thanks everybody. Thanks for the restreamers, the trackers. Thanks you guys, and congratulations again to Leggy.
Cheers to you as well, Jenica.
Yeah, have a good night.
Congrats on the sub 2.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So yeah, that looks like that'll do it for us over on the Free Enterprise channel. And congrats to Leggystarscream for winning today's match. Quick shout outs to our wonderful restreamer Scala Kitty, our fantastic tracker Alicel, and of course to the absolutely amazing co-commentator Lady DJ Ketchup, Dijon Ketchup herself. Any last words or thoughts from you?
This was a pretty good seed. These were 2 pretty good racers. I'd say, all in all, except for that few minutes where I had to duck out, it was a pretty good night.
That was a fun one. Definitely a fun one. So it looks like we will be rating Randomania, where the Siren group, we are seeing Brown Flyer and Gundam Pilot Spaz going head to head. And it looks like they are both 0-2, so one of them will get their first win of the tournament. But as a reminder, do not spoil this race for the Randomania chat friends. They can come back and watch the VODs when that is done. Until next time, everyone take care, have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming. Bye!